Hi again, guys. It is finally the end of the Federalist Papers. So let's get on it and talk about the last of the Federalist Papers we need to talk about, Federalist 78. If you guys are keeping score at home, Fed 10 dealt with the structure of government and the idea that we needed a republic in a large country. 51 dealt with the idea of checks and balances. 70 dealt with the powers of the president. 78 is going to deal with the judicial branch. Federalist 78 is justifying the structure of the judicial branch because the anti-federalists really didn't like the idea of federal judges. They were worried about judges who are not elected by anybody, who are not subject to be, reelected and everything, that they're going to serve for life. Anti-federalists were really worried about the power these judges were going to have. Fed 78 says, you guys are nuts. The judiciary is going to be the weakest of the three branches because it has, quote, no influence over either the sword or the purse. So you guys think about it. The president has the power of the sword, right? The president has the military. Congress pays for everything, so they have the power of the purse. The judiciary only has the power to say you guys are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. And so to finish the quote, it may truly be said to have neither force nor will, but merely judgment, which is, of course, judge, judiciary, judicial. They all come from the same root word. All right. Montesquieu, who all of the founding fathers absolutely adored, whether they were Federalist or Anti-Federalist. Fed 78 quotes Montesquieu back to the Anti-Federalists, where Montesquieu said, of the three powers, the judiciary is next to nothing. He wasn't worried about it. You shouldn't be worried about it. What are they going to do? Does the Chief Justice have an army? No. Can he cut off funding? No. Okay. So the courts don't have as much power under the Constitution as written. How is the judiciary going to have power then? They were going to depend on the political branches to uphold its judgments. So if they decide something that is not popular with the president or the Congress, they're allowed to grumble about it, but the expectation is they will live by it. They will live by those judgments until the Supreme Court changes and they think they can get something changed later. Hamilton also kind of made the argument that life terms for the judges were a really good idea, because otherwise, if a judge had to worry about getting reelected, they're going to do what's popular instead of what's right. And Hamilton makes that argument forcefully here. The other really big thing from 78 is judicial review. Remember, this is one of those key foundations of American democracy, one of the core beliefs that everybody has. Judicial review, the power of the judicial branch to determine if something is constitutional or not. Federalist 78 really sets out that idea of judicial review that, of course, the Marbury case is going to come back to. It says federal courts have the duty to determine whether an act of Congress is constitutional and follow the Constitution when it's not consistent. They also have the ability to declare the actions of the president constitutional or not. And the idea was this is going to protect against the abuse of power by Congress. So that's Fed 78. Fed 78 deals exclusively with the judicial branch. If you guys want to think about it this way, the Federalist Papers you need to know with 10, 51, 70, and 78, they go from the very big to the very small, okay? They go from the big idea of a republic in a big place. They go then to the big idea of separation of powers. Then they get into that separation of powers. And 70 is going to deal with the presidency, which is a big office, and 78 is going to deal with the judiciary, which is a somewhat smaller office. So if that helps you kind of remember that they kind of get more specific the higher the number, I hope that helps you. And with that, I bid you adieu, and I'll be back next week with more videos about this.